Probably not until I was 22 did it really kick in that like, oh, I'm actually a leader. Like I help other people, I lead. Probably not until really 22, but I did. I was in different leadership roles before then, but it didn't really kick in until 22, which is my second year of teaching. So during my first year of teaching, I was the youngest teacher on the third grade team. And then my second year, the two veteran teachers ended up having to, one went to be a principal and the other one went to a different grade level. So I was responsible for the two new teachers on my team, so I was automatically put in a leadership role, and I really had to step it up quickly. And I knew from then, like, oh, like I have the ability to help others while still taking care of business on my end. So that's really when it clicked in. Who is my life hero? I think right now my life hero is probably my aunt, Crystal. The only reason why I say that right now is because we've had lots of conversations before, and she says that she sees a younger her in me, and we have a lot of interests. For both middle children, and a lot of my passions and hobbies are things that she has done. So whenever I go to her for advice, you know, she's 100, flat out honest. Like she doesn't hold any hands, but she's real and she's very compassionate. And I just really look up to her because she's gone through so much, and she's still going through a lot, but she still maintains that positive attitude, and I really admire that. What is my favorite hobby? Well, I have a lot. So I guess my top two favorite hobbies would be dancing and probably painting right now. I like just artistic things. So me and my daughter, we do a lot of painting canvases. So I would say those two. Most people will be surprised. One, that I played football my freshman year in college. I played an intramural team with some girls. So most people, you know, are shocked that I actually like football, and I don't mind, you know, getting in the game. But what most surprises people that don't know me is I know how to sew. Yeah. My childhood best friend in elementary school was Laura Janeski, was my childhood best friend. And then when I moved, you know, we kind of fell out, which happens all the time. But right now, I would say my top two best friends are Larry and Risha. That's a good question. Well, I would say my favorite form of artistry would probably be painting, because I like painting, so canvas type of painting, with a mixture of probably like performing arts. I love plays, so watching plays, Broadway plays, seeing people dance and sing, I like that form of art. Dessert? Oh, dessert. Okay, so if I had to pick my favorite dessert, it would probably be cheesecake. I love cheesecake. So I really don't have a favorite quote per se. However, if I think about teaching, like when I was back in the classroom with my kiddos, there was this quote, and I Googled it like 3 years ago, and I've always used it, and it says, if at first you don't succeed, try doing what the teacher told you the first time. And I love that quote because kids normally, you know, don't really listen to their teacher the first time around. They try to do their own thing. They get stuck, and then I see teachers always prompted them like, okay, well, did you do this? No. Well, if you did it, you know, you would have gotten it right. So I love that quote, but if we're thinking about like quotes, like actual quotes, I would probably say like a Bible verse, actually, James 1:2-4. And that's, dear brothers and sisters, if troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. And it goes to say, when you go through opportunities, it builds your endurance. And that's really a scripture right now that really is hitting home right now in my life, because when we go through trials sometimes it's like, oh, we shut down, like, God, why is this? But then it's like, well, it kind of helps us grow, and we're going to keep getting hit with those trials over and over until we learn our lesson and there's something big on the other end. So if I would say quote, it would be James 1:2-4 in the Bible, but if not, that teacher quote. For right now, it's don't be afraid to try new things. When I was younger, I was an introvert for sure. I mean, I'm still a little bit introvert, but I'm getting better. But don't be afraid to try new things, because it helps you become a better person, it grows you, it stretches you. And even with trying new things, it comes to meeting new people. I didn't have very many friends growing up. I had my close-knit of friends, maybe like 2 or 3. I wasn't very social, but now as an adult, I can say hi to people. I won't be afraid to meet new people, and I learn a lot. And they exposed me to different things that I don't think I would have ever experienced before if I didn't take that leap of faith to meet new people. If I could talk to myself at 15, well, first I would say try new things. I would also tell my younger self, Mom was right, stay focused. She means well, stay focused. Also, 15, I was in high school, so I would tell myself, go check out that hallway at school that you didn't go down. Because my senior year, I think it was like 2 weeks before graduation, there's this hallway, and I was at a building where it's a new high school being built. And I never went down that hallway. So one day I ended up going down the hallway, and it was like a construction unit, construction classes. And I love construction. I love building things, using the hammer, nails. And till this day, I regret not going down that hallway earlier to be able to partake in those classes. So I would tell my 15-year-old self, hey, go ahead and go down that hallway. Because I think it would have kind of changed things a little bit for me in regards to the hands-on realm. And then don't be afraid to make new friends. You'd be surprised how people are and what they can really expose you to. So that's what I told my 50-year-old self. Okay, well, I was born in Michigan, and my family moved to Ohio when I was 7. So I grew up in the Dublin area, actually, for elementary school. Then we ended up moving to Olin TNG for the rest of my grade school. After that, I went to college at Otterbein, and I already knew I wanted to be a teacher since 2nd grade, so I already knew that was given. And after college, I had my daughter in college, graduate, and then end up teaching at Millennium, which is on the east side. And since that time, I've always loved teaching urban kids that really need those good teachers. I really didn't have a desire of teaching suburban. And I found that throughout my years of teaching and even growing up, how much they just need someone to care, but they need that structure. So that's kind of molded me to who I am now. I grew up in a very strict household, like I said before, and where I didn't go out partying like my peers. My mom always told us to stay focused, so it's all about school first. Even during breaks, it was chores, yard work, and I didn't like it. really, but now as an adult, I really thank my mom for that type of structure. I thank my dad for exposing me to technology because I would be lost. But I think those different types of how I grew up molds me to who I am now. So I'm very passionate, caring. I try to expose my students or any kiddos that I come across with and not take life for granted, because I know how I grew up is not how they're growing up. I think something that I would like people to remember from years from now is the opportunities I could provide to my kiddos. So like 2 years ago, I had a class and I was the new teacher coming in, and they needed a fresh start because they had a bad rep. You know, that's how it is. Sometimes like, oh, you got that kid. And I remember at the end of the year, I had a raffle and I drew 3 kids' names. I took one kid to the movies. Another kid, I treated him to a mall day, shopping day. And then another girl, it was a salon day. And the movie day, I didn't really think of it as a big deal. It was more so okay, I'm taking a student out, he got to choose a friend, we're going to the movies. But that was his first time at the movie theater. 3rd grader, 8 years old, first time. And it kind of took me by surprise, like, oh, wow, like something that I take for granted is not something that other people take for granted. And even the student that I took to the movie theater, or not to movie theaters, but to the mall and shopping. First time at the mall, you know, first time shopping, first time getting out of his community to actually see what's around. So when I have experiences like that, it kind of makes me humble. And I think that's just where I'm at right now. Yeah.